Greetings everyone and welcome back to Wild West Dynasty. Right, so I said I was going to do an update on this, so I'm just going to show you what I've done. Right, so top right hand corner, build warehouse. I built one. Can't build another one here because it's too close to that one. So I built one over at the Ed the Hermit, not Ed, but the Hermit, whatever his name was, might have been Ed. Built one over at his place, still doesn't recognise it, so that needs fixing. Build more houses. Well, how many more? I've currently got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 houses. How many do you have to build? That needs fixing. Invest $10 into something. Well, how do you invest? I've tried buying stuff, doesn't make any difference. Can't find any businesses to invest in. Anyway, so let's have a look at the town. Right, so I've had to drop all my stuff outside here. As you can see, they sink into the ground. There's supposed to be 19 logs over there, but they've literally just disappeared. I did try saving and reloading. They haven't come back, so God knows where they've gone. So I'm now out of logs. Right, so we've got quite a little settlement here. That, for some reason, although I could interact with it before when it was green, wasn't completely built. So now it's completely built, it matches the rest of the colour scheme. We've got our well, we've got our workshop, where you can make various items, but it really does look like they didn't finish the rendering on it. I think that, for a barrel, looks terrible, and it's floating above the ground as well. You can see the shadow beneath it, and that box as well. What else is there? There's loads. Now, with regard to the storage, right, they're still in there. I dumped a load of bows in there because I didn't want to carry them around. And I've actually employed somebody as a sheriff. Now, as you can see, those items are floating above the ground. This end, because it's on a slight slope, the bucket's sunken into the ground. No furnishings in here. You can't place any furnishings in here. So, quite what the sheriff does, I don't know, apart from just stand there and his feet are sunk into the ground. So anyway, other buildings. Oh, yes, the sheriff's office. There's a blank white sign up there. Doesn't say sheriff like it does in Hope. So that to me says it's unfinished. Actually, if you go close to it, it's not going to do it now. I actually tried walking towards it before and was getting like a reflection come up on there. Some sort of, like a reflection of a fluorescent light strip. Okay, so we have a general store. We can't even get in it. You can see inside, there's next to nothing in there. If you go around the back, you can see there's a crate of some kind in there and some sacks. But that's it. Now, whether you have to actually physically have somebody working there or not before it'll show anything, I don't know. We built this thing, which I think, yeah, this is the barn. Now, obviously, medieval dynasty, when you have had the original barn and even the current barn, you have workstations in there for people. Well, you can employ people here, but there doesn't appear any way to create a field for planting crops. So quite what they're supposed to do. If we go into our management, go into our town. Come on, let's click on that one. No, come on. Yeah, barn. Mines and barn. Barn. They will make bread. But how do they make bread if there's no crops? They just bring it out the ground. This is our sheriff. He's got apparently nothing to do. Who was it? This one? Yeah, so we've got our houses. but it only shows the houses there. If we go on to that and click that, no, don't know. Very half-hearted attempt. Skill levels. There's only the 2 skills, stonemason and knife master currently. Now, usually whenever I load this one comes up. Well, these 2 come up. Can't click on that one. You can click on that one, but the next time you load, it's not even going to let me do it now. No, it won't even let me do it now. So I've already unlocked that, but it won't give it to me for some reason. Yeah, this one as well. Can't do anything with this one. Even though I've got the skill points for it, apparently. Right, other buildings. So we've got the barn there. We've got a rabbit hutch here. You can't appear to get rabbits to go in it, but whoever you put in there will produce meat and rabbit fur. This is the animal. Well, not quite sure what it is. And obviously you've got nothing inside. Now, if you go into the other villages or go into the other towns and go in this building, there's stuff in here. So why we haven't got stuff, I don't know. Again, it might be because we've got nobody in here. I bought a stable. Can't find anywhere to get you can put somebody in here, but when you highlight the building in your management, it doesn't tell you it's going to produce anything. So where you get your horses from, God only knows. There is a stable over in Hope. Not Hope, Taxation. Can't appear to buy any horses there. And I built a blacksmith. Again, we've got stuff floating in the air. That box is floating in the air. That plank is supported one end but floating. That bucket is sunk into the ground. You can interact with that and make tools, obviously, if you've got the resources, but stuff isn't unlocked yet. Now, in terms of building, build menu. Right, buildings. Obviously, the houses, we're still stuck on the basic size house at the moment. Quite how you unlock the others, I don't know, because there's no kind of encyclopedia or anything to give you a bit of a guide through the game. Production buildings. Built the general store, can't get in it. Built the animal farm, can't seem to do anything with it. Now, I haven't obviously hired workers, apart from the sheriff. Blacksmith, that at least has got a workstation in it. Stable, God knows. Workshop, yeah, got the workstation in it. Sheriff stands around doing nothing, got nothing in his office. Camp utilities. I built the pantry finally, so that produces things, I think. The shed, I thought I built one of those. I may be wrong. I'll give it a go in a second. We've got the well, obviously. No, that's not a pantry. No, that's not a pantry. Pantry. Rabbit hutch. Pantry open. That should say animal. Let's come out of that. Try and go into it again. Not that one. Not that. Oh, God. Right, let's try it again. Camp utilities. No, it's still saying pantry. It's an animal barn or farm or whatever. Right, warehouse. Built the main warehouse. Can't appear to be able to build a local warehouse in this town either. So whether you're supposed to put those at places like Taxation or Hope, I don't know. Production. We've got the barn. God knows how you build the iron mine. Stone mine. Went to the area where you would expect it to be put down, and it says module not unlocked, so you can't build it. Same with the wood mill. Go to the area which is over there somewhere. Where are we? Yeah, over there. They're supposed, no, up on top of that hill there. You're supposed to put the windmill up there. Get up there, says building module not unlocked. So you would think that people that you would employ would, for example, at the woodmill, go and collect your lumber, as they do in the woodshed in Medieval Dynasty. No, they just create items from it, as far as I know. Now, these trees do seem to respawn really quickly. I chopped those down the other day, and they're back already. Quite often, bits, logs, sticks will disappear, go back there the next day or after you next reload the game, and there's bits sticking through the ground. They seem to have fixed the floating sticks, which is good. But again, it's just stuff that... I mean, I've never played an early access game at release before. When I played Medieval Dynasty, I think it was already on about version 6 or 7 or something, or 0.6, 0.7, something like that. So I was playing in early access, but not at the very beginning. But this to me feels like you're paying for the privilege of being a beta tester for them. Now, I know early access isn't meant to be a complete game. There will be bugs in it, but there seems to be a lot of bugs here that could and should have been found if only they'd released I mean, there's plenty of people out there that were looking forward to do content for it. People like Hectic Nasari, Juice MS, various other people, you know, quite well-known content creators that could have had maybe the game a week or two early to be able to actually have a look at it, have a play with it, and let them know what they'd found wrong with it before it was released. Otherwise, we could be waiting now a couple of weeks before a lot of this stuff gets fixed. Right, quests. Yeah, still can't claim that treasure. I've actually opened the box previously, as I've said. Got the old keys out of it, so that's how I know that I've been in there. And there was some hemp in there as well, I think, and something else. There were 3 items in there, but it won't let me go back in there now because it says I need a key, even though I've got 6 old keys. Apparently none of them fit it. So Quite A is supposed to fix that, unless that's just a glitch in the game code. I don't know. So for me, I'm kind of wishing I'd hung on and waited, but obviously, having played Medieval Dynasty, I was expecting a lot more from this, even though it's just released into early access. I don't think it's worth... Well, I paid £18.99 sterling. It is on 20% off currently. I don't recommend paying that for it, not in this stage and state. Recommended graphics or recommended specifications for playing this, I think, was a Ryzen 3600 and an RX 5700 XT, and that was for 1080p high settings. I'm currently playing 1080p medium settings. I've got the previous generation Ryzen processor, the Ryzen 5 2600, and I've got a 5700 XT, and I'm struggling to maintain 30 FPS most of the time on medium settings. I even turned down the clouds because I know in other games the cloud effects can have an impact on performance. I mean, shadows, it's on all shadows. Well, that doesn't... Yes, there is a shadow, but that doesn't look particularly sharp to me, not as I would expect it to be. Again, it's probably still a work in progress. I do like the building, do like being able to fully customize. I mean, I've tried to make the houses different. You see I put a door on the end on that one, 2 windows. That one's got a door on the side and 2 windows. That's got 2 windows on the end, 1 on the side. That's reversed, it's got 1 on the end and 2 on the side. Love the fact that you automatically get lights inside for night time, so you're not wandering around in the dark, you know, even in your own house. They don't light up the street, but if you plan your building so you've got, for example, if you put 2 windows in there, 3 windows in there, I mean, I've left a blank wall there. If you put windows in all the modules you can other than the door, then that would give a lot more light onto the street. It just wouldn't look very realistic because you can't do anything inside in terms of curtains. So again, that's something that will probably come at a later date. It's really annoying, this red stuff on the road. There is a stone in the game called redstone, which you can collect. It's supposed to be higher quality than the grey stone, but that's just so frustrating to keep trying to pick them up and you can't. Yeah, again, all my stuff. See, there's supposed to be a bucket there somewhere. You can't see it. It's underground. The bow is half buried. The axe is half buried. I don't know what else I've dropped there. Oh, the hammer. I can't even see the hammer. Oh, yes, you can. Yeah, just see the head of the hammer there. Again, yeah, I dropped 19 logs here. I can't find the blooming things. So it looks like I've lost those. So, yeah. If you're thinking of buying it, I would wait. It has potential. I love the setting. Love the look of it all, even though the buildings are very samey. Yes, they're made of the, I mean, that one actually, because the planks are the other way around, the wood's a slightly different colour as well. These are quite grey, whereas that's a lot more browny. Now I know obviously in these days, I mean, you're building a new building, you would think they could find a way of having fresh timber look when you first build it that gradually ages through time. I know it's not something they ever did in Medieval Dynasty. I thought we were stuck for a minute. Yeah, in Medieval Dynasty the buildings always look new, which to me, again, even in, you know, a settlement like Hornica, which would obviously have been established quite a while, and Gustovia, the logs all look pretty much brand new. This to me looks too old, but that's just my opinion anyway. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Any comments or suggestions, drop them below. If you liked the video, please leave a like. If you didn't, by all means, leave a dislike. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, we'd love to have you join us. So I'm away for a few days now, and hopefully when I get back, there'll have been at least one more patch. We haven't had one for a day or so, I think. So yeah, see you in the next one. Bye now.